Hello everybody. Today I have a album share and tutorial for you. So I used a lot of La La Land Crafts products. They're one of my very favorite companies. I absolutely love their products. They're high quality. They have paper pads, they have dies, they have stencils, they have background stamps, they have clear stamps, rubber stamps. It's a one-stop crafting shop. And so today I use the beautiful 6x6 paper pad. It's called Blue Christmas. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this paper pad. Getting a head start on my Christmas gifts. So absolutely gorgeous paper pad, and I used almost all of it in the album. I think I only have 3 full sheets left. So I love when that happens. And so I created this album almost entirely, well, not entirely, but using this horizontal pocket die. I absolutely love it. Is what I use to create the pages, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in the tutorial that is going to be following this little walkthrough. So this is the horizontal pocket die. I love it. It has this beautiful stitching here, and I'm going to show you how to even create a layer for the pocket die in the tutorial. So on the front here, I used the adorable little bears here, and they are from the November Club La La Land Crafts kit. And as I mentioned later in the video as well, if you sign up for the club this month, then you will be able to purchase these guys next month. You are able to purchase past kits once you have been a club member for a month, and I'll put the link to the club down below. It's absolutely incredible. And this little sentiment is also from that same set from the November Club. And then I've used a little left corner pocket and right corner pocket dies down here. These are also from La La Land Crafts. And what I absolutely love about them is that they come with another die so you can cut your layers. I absolutely love that feature. It's so fast and easy. And I show you how to alter them so that you're able to put a little insert in here in the video. Okay, so let's get into the album here. I'm going to put my little dies aside. All right, so on the inside front cover here, there's a little flap that opens up to the outside, and there's a little spot for a photo here. And then on the front, there is a spot for a photo, and then we've used some of that beautiful pattern paper. And then here is where our pocket pages begin. So in the tutorial, I show you how to create your pages with these pockets. And then each pocket has an insert in it that has spaces for photos on the front and the back. And then also on the inside, which I've left blank just to avoid some bulk. All right, and then it goes through just like that. Each little page has an insert in it. Absolutely beautiful. These papers complement each other so well. And if you just wanted to make a winter album, not a Christmas album, which is kind of what I feel like this is kind of more of a winter themed album, this is the absolute perfect paper pad for it. So like I said, each little pocket has an insert in it, and there are 4 pages. So there's an insert front and back, so you have 8 inserts. So just tons of room for photos in there. And then this is the last page here. And then on the back, you have another little flap that opens up to the outside, and you have space for photos here and here, and then also here and here. So absolutely adorable album. It comes together super, super quickly. I did it all in one day, and it was just kind of in and out of the craft room. I wasn't doing it the whole time, so it does come together super quickly. So like I said, everything that I used will be linked below to the La La Land Craft store. But yeah, let's get right into the tutorial. Okay guys, so let's get started by getting our pages put together. So the first thing you're going to need to do is cut 8 of the horizontal pocket dies, okay? So you're going to use your horizontal pocket die and you're going to cut 8 of them. In this case, I'm using black cardstock. You can use whatever color cardstock you'd like. Theoretically, you could even cut them directly out of the pattern paper and then you wouldn't need to do the layer, but I like the look of the border around the pattern paper, so that's why I cut mine out of solid cardstock. So you're going to need to cut 8 of those, and then you're also going to need 4 pieces of cardstock that measure 3 5/8 by 6 1/2. So you're going to need 4 of them. I used 110-pound cardstock for my pages, and then for my pockets I used a 65-pound weight, okay? And then you're also going to need 4 pieces that measure 1 by 3 5/8, so 1 inch wide by 3 5/8 long. You're going to need 4 of those, and then you're going to score it at 1/2 inch, so it's going to be folded directly in half. And on that piece you are going to put tape, so your double-sided tape on two sides of one of your 1/2 inch little flaps, so on this side and this side, and then on the other side you're just going to put it on one side. And to visually explain that, this is going to go down into your album to hold it in, and this piece here is what's going to be attached to your page, okay? So that's why you're going to need tape on both sides of that piece. All right, so to make the actual little pocket pages, you're going to need your 2 of your horizontal pocket die cuts. And what we're going to do on one of them, we're going to cut off all 3 sides of the flaps, okay? So what I do is I just go right along the score line, just like this. And I just flip it around, make it easier for myself. And you're going to cut off all 3 flaps. So you're just left with the inside pocket piece. And then on the second one, you're only going to cut off the bottom flap, just like this. That's all you're going to cut off on that one. And then these pieces are just garbage. So on this one here, you're going to go ahead and fold in your sides and burnish them really nice, just like that. So just lift them up because the score marks are already there for you. And then what I like to do is I like to take my second piece and take this as my mistake so that I can teach you. Make sure that when you're attaching it, that your clean side of your, like your little stitching here is on the top. This is the bottom, this is the top. So just make sure of that, okay? So I am going to just dry fit it, just like this, just so I can make sure everything seats like it's supposed to. And then I'm going to take a little bit of wet glue. So this is just art glitter glue that I've put into a smaller bottle. You can use any wet glue. You can even use your double-sided tape here, but I just like that the wet glue gives me a second to work and align everything really well. So I actually even like to align this side while this side is kind of still drying, just so I can make sure that I'm getting it nice and even, just like this. But we're not going to glue this side closed yet. For now, we're only gluing this side, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece that measures 3 5/8 by 6 1/2, and on the 3 5/8 side down here, you're going to attach a piece of your score tape. If you want a deeper pocket, if you have 1/4 inch tape, you can put that. I do have 1/4 inch tape down here, or well, I have 1/4 inch tape. I didn't use it because it's not the tape that I like to use. It's not quite strong enough for me. But if you have some 1/4 inch tape that is strong enough, go ahead and attach that, and then that'll give you a deeper pocket, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and remove my tape on this side here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center it in here because the pocket is about 1/8 of an inch larger than 3 5/8. It's a 3 3/4 inch pocket. So I'm just going to center it in here. So it leaves me just a tiny bit of room on both sides. So you see there's just a teensy bit of room on both sides, okay? So now that we've got attached our little page piece down into here, we are going to go ahead and close up our pocket. So all you have to do now is put a little bit of your wet glue here, and then just go ahead and bring this piece over top of that, just like this, close it in, and you can pick it up and kind of make sure you're getting it nice and straight there. And just give it a good burnish down, just like this. All right, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little hinge piece, and our little hinge piece is gonna go right into this section here. So we have not glued the bottom closed. So our little hinge piece is gonna go right in here, just like this, okay? So what I've done with my tape is, so my little section here is 1/2 inch, like where I scored. So there's 1/2 inch on both sides of this. This is 3/8 of an inch score tape. So it doesn't go all the way to my line. So what I did is I attached it as close to the bottom as I could. So not close to the score line, but close to the bottom here, so that I have a tiny bit of space. Like it's probably even less than a 1/16 here, but it just helps for bending the pages in the book, like for flipping them, so that it's not so close to that edge. It gets tight in there, okay? So what I'm gonna do first is my bottom, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of that bottom piece of tape and I'm gonna fold it back like this, okay? Just like this. And then I'm gonna take it and put it into this pocket here that I've created, this little space at the bottom. Just get it in there, and I'm gonna put it in just far enough that it covers that white of the tape on the top there. So I'm hoping that makes sense to you guys. Okay, so just about like this. And then once you have it where you want it, you flip it over and remove the rest of that tape there and press it down just like this. And then you're gonna bring it back to this side. And then I have this little hook tool here, but you can go in with your fingers and remove the other side of the tape, just like this, okay? And press that down. All right, and then that gives you your little page. So this will be the top of the page, and this will be the back. So this will be the front and this will be the back, because our little tape is on this side. So this is how it's going to attach into our book. All right, now for the little layers here, what you're going to need is your pieces of your pattern paper. So I am using the beautiful blue Christmas here. I know it's not Christmas time, but it will be again very soon, and I'll have a little book ready to go. So it's the blue Christmas, and I've used a lot of papers from this. This one is this one right here. And so what I've done is I've taken the paper and I've cut it down to, this piece is 3.5 by 5 3/4. And then with my little scrap piece, so you get about a 2-inch-ish piece of scrap when you cut it down. So with the scrap piece, which is the other side of this, I've cut the pocket again. So I ran it through again with the little scrap piece. And what you actually get when it comes out is a piece like this. I just thought it'd be easier to show you on white versus your pattern paper, because it's pretty hard to see on there. So what I kind of did is there's these little, your stitching marks along the top here. So what I kind of did is I just went ahead and tried to cut it so that it kind of meets up with those little stitch marks on both sides here. So just like this. And then off the bottom, I cut about 1/4 inch off, okay? And then this is what gives us our layer to go onto the top of our pocket. So that's what I did with this piece here. and then it just layers right in there really nicely. So we can go ahead and glue that on, and you're gonna do the same thing for all 8 pages, okay? So I'm gonna glue this on this side here. Make sure to get really nice and close up into these little corners with the glue, or else it kind of shows on the album that it's not on there right. And then just layer it in there, just like this. And it looks so pretty with that nice black border all the way around. And then with this piece here, you're gonna just go ahead and add your glue to the back of it, and then just slide it right in there. So let's add our glue, just like this. So again, this piece measures 3.5 by 5 3/4. And I just love how I can use the same paper, the same 6 by 6 for the little pocket piece and for my page on top here. So look how pretty that looks with that nice black layer. And then you're going to go ahead and repeat the same steps to do the layering on the back. Okay, so now we've got all 4 pages of our album done. So you are going to go ahead and repeat the same steps that we used to create one album page to create all of them, and go ahead and layer all your fronts and backs. And now we're going to go ahead and create our album cover. Okay, so for the album cover, you're going to need 2 pieces of 65-pound weight or just lightweight cardstock. So these measure 6 by 11. You're not going to need the full 11 inches. I just didn't feel the need to cut them down. So you're going to need to attach a piece of score tape to one of your 6-inch sides on one of your pieces of your cardstock. So I'm just using the 3/8. You can use 1/2 inch. It doesn't really matter for this. So then we're going to go ahead and remove it. So this is on the 6-inch side. And then we're going to go ahead and just attach these 2 pieces together. So now we've got a long strip. The whole thing's not in camera, but I'm going to be cutting that down right away. So next you're going to need your spine piece. So the spine piece of chipboard, this is heavyweight chipboard, is 4 by 2.5. So it's 4 inches tall by 2.5 inches wide. You just need one of these, and we're going to place it right on that spine, right where these 2 papers, where we overlap these 2 papers. And I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac glue. And I know it's a fabric glue, but I just really like this for my album covers when I always use lightweight cardstock, because that's what you want, so it doesn't break and bend, or so it doesn't break and tear when you're bending it over top of your chipboard. So I always use Fabri-Tac with my lightweight papers because it doesn't show through to the other end. You're not going to get any bubbling. You're not going to see the glue on the other side. So that is what I use. All right, so now you're going to need 2 for your flaps that come up like this. You're going to need 2 pieces of the chipboard. So again, this is heavyweight chipboard that measure 4 by 6 3/4. So they're 4 inches tall by 6 3/4 wide, and you're going to put them on just like this. Okay, so I'm getting my glue on there again, just around the borders here. And then I'm going to place it about 1/8 of an inch, so that there's about 1/8 of an inch of space between my spine and my next piece of chipboard, okay? That is so that it can bend and fold nicely. You're going to always want to leave that little bit of space, and then press it down once it's where you want it. And then we'll do our next piece as well on the other side. So again, this is 4 by 6 3/4 of our heavyweight chipboard. And we're going to put it right here. Again, leaving that little 1/8 of an inch space. So just give it a nice burnish down, just like this. So while that is drying, we can go ahead and attach our score tape to these pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach score tape to the entire perimeter of the chipboard. So I am tearing it here, and that's just to save that little bit of score tape. All right, and then once you have it all attached, you can go ahead and give it a burnish down with your bone folder, just like so. Give it a good burnish, it's nice and flat. All right, now what we're gonna do is grab a pair of scissors and cut off the excess on both sides here. So you're gonna wanna leave about 1 inch between your chipboard and your cardstock, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you're gonna wanna leave about that much on both sides. Just like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start folding up our cardstock over our chipboard. So first I just kind of go slowly and bring it over top, just like this. And then once I break the fibers of the paper a little bit, then I go ahead and do the full fold over. And then you're gonna wanna take your little piece of, or your little bone folder, and just burnish it down. We're gonna do that on all 4 sides. Okay, so now that you've got it all folded and burnished, we're gonna go ahead and add our score tape around the entire perimeter of the cardstock. And we're just going to avoid these little squares here that we created with the folding, because we're gonna be cutting those away. Okay, so now that you have all of that attached, you can go ahead and burnish it down, just like that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to just cut right across here. So where we folded our cardstock up on both sides, it created a square right here. So we're gonna wanna cut across there with our scissors, and you're gonna wanna leave about 1/8 of an inch of space between your chipboard and where your cardstock is, between 1/16 and 1/8. So about that much space. So probably closer to 1/16. And that is just so when we fold it over, that it completely covers our corner, okay? So you're gonna do that on all 4 sides. Okay, so we've cut those corners out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and snip up here and on this side and this side as well. But I'm not gonna go past that chipboard there. We're just gonna go right up to the chipboard. Just like this, okay? Do not go past the chipboard. Okay, so now what we can do is remove the backings from this little piece of score tape and this, and fold this up just like this, nice and neat, and give it a nice little burnish on the edge there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the inside, or the other side, sorry. And this is just so that the book kind of closes and opens a little bit better. It's a little more bendable when there isn't chip or cardstock in here. But we are going to just go ahead and burnish this into our crack here, and it'll catch on that tape in there. All right, so now we're going to remove this long side here and this long side, and then on the cardstock, and fold this over just like so. Burnish it down. And then we also burnish the edge to give it a nice square look. Same thing on this side. And then finally, we're gonna do these two short sides here. And before you put them down, just go ahead and take your fingernails or a tool if you'd like and kind of just pinch in these little corners here that are sticking out. And then just bring it down over top and give it a nice burnish. And then same thing over here, just press in these little pointy sides here. And then take that backing off and fold that over just like so, okay? And give it a good burnish. All right, and then that is your cute little book, okay? Okay, so now let's cover up the insides here. So you're going to need 2 pieces of the same 65-pound weight cardstock that measure 3 3/4 by 8. So you're going to need 2 of those. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our score tape and right here, basically right on the little gap between the chipboard, you're going to put a piece, but you're not going to put it all the way top to bottom. You're going to put it about 1/8 of an inch down from the top and 1/8 of an inch up from the bottom. And it can even be a little bit more than that. And this is just so that when we put our cardstock on, it goes right into that, groove. So you're gonna put another one right beside it and another piece right beside it on this side here. And then same on this side and on this side. All right, so now what you're gonna do is remove these just from one side for now. Remove the backing. And then you're going to take your piece of cardstock and your Fabri-Tac and just go ahead and put it all over the back of one of the pieces. And then you're gonna line it up over here. Sorry about the shadows, guys, or the sun, I guess. You're gonna line it up so that it just has a nice little 1/8 of an inch border all the way around this side over here. And then bring it down right over top of your spine and right over top of where you just put that tape down. Okay, perfect. So now just give it a good burnish and then just kind of slowly lift up your corner there. And it's going to give you that nice, beautiful, smooth transition between the cover of your book and then to the spine. And then you can kind of fold it in a little bit and that just covers that side beautifully. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we've got our sides covered. Now we can go ahead and attach our pages. So our pages, our little hinge pieces here are 3 5/8 of an inch tall, and our spine is 4 inches tall. So you're gonna just go ahead and center it into the spine, top and bottom. So it leaves about 1/8 of an inch top and bottom. So just go ahead and remove a little bit of the backing from that little flap that we attached the 3/8 tape to. And line it up so it doesn't go across where this bends here. You want to go just outside of it. So just about 1/16 of an inch this way from it, okay? So just place it down. Like I said, remove a bit of the backing so you can kind of place it and make sure it's straight. Give it a little press down. And then what I like to do is I like to put it this way and then this way and make sure it's straight both ways. And once I know it is, then I will take the rest of my backing off, okay? So just like that. Perfect. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and attach the next one. So the next one's much easier because we're just gonna go ahead and line it up with our first one that we did here. So just remove a bit of the backing, just like so. Again, just bring it out a little bit, and then just butt it up right against your previous one. Then you can go ahead and remove the rest of the backing, and you just keep going the same way with all 4 pages. Okay, so now we've got all of our pages attached into the book. So now let's go ahead and work on our little flips for the front and back inside covers. Okay, so for the front inside cover and the back inside cover, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a cute little flap that's gonna flap out to the side. So you're gonna need a piece that measures 3 3/4 by 7.5. So everything that I'm telling you for the front cover, you're gonna repeat on the back cover. So you're actually gonna need 2 of everything. So 7 by 3 3/4, and on the 7-inch side, you're gonna score it 1/2 inch, okay? Just a little 1/2 inch flap, and then attach your score tape. And again, we're just gonna remove a tiny bit of it, and then angle the book however you need to, and you're just gonna attach it right along the side here. So just put it down, make sure it's straight, and then once you have it where you want it, you can go ahead and remove the rest of that score tape and just press it down. And then you can give it a little burnish there. Okay, so on the inside here, we're gonna put a picture mat that measures 6 1/4 by 3 1/2. And again, you're gonna need 2 of these because you're gonna repeat the exact same thing on the back. So I'm just putting my glue on here. Again, this is my art glitter glue. So this piece is 6 1/4 by 3 1/2. And you're just going to layer it right on the inside here, kind of closer to this side. All right, make sure it's nice and flat. All right, and then you're gonna fold that closed. Give it another nice little burnish. And then for the front here, I have another picture mat that measures 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And that is gonna go right here. So, oops, wrong bottle. Too many glue bottles hanging around, and we're gonna put our glue on the back, just like so. All right, and go ahead and attach it right here, leaving your nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. It's looking so beautiful. And now you're gonna need a piece of your pattern paper that measures 1 3/4 of an inch wide and 3 1/2 inches tall, okay? And I used this side back here, so I'm gonna use the polka dot side up here. Again, just using every little bit of that paper. There's no need to cut into a new piece every time. All right, and we're gonna layer that right in here. Again, we're gonna leave a little gap between the two, just like so. So pretty. Okay, so every page is going to have an insert, and your insert is gonna measure 11 inches by 3 1/4, and on the 11-inch side, you're just gonna score it right in half at 5 1/2. And then we're gonna put some photo mats on there. So your photo mats are gonna measure 4 inches tall by 3 inches wide. And we are just going to glue those on to the bottom here. So they're just gonna go down into the bottom here, and it's gonna leave 1/8 of an inch of space on 3 sides. And for across the top here, you're gonna get a little piece of pattern paper that measures 1 1/4 inches tall by 3 inches wide. So this is from our beautiful paper collection we've been using all along. And that is just going to go right here and just try to leave a little border all the way around. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm not going to put any layers on the inside because it's going to get a little too bulky, and we want to leave lots of nice room for our photos. So same thing, 3x4 is our little piece of paper here. And then 1 1/4 by 3 inches is our pattern paper. And that's going to go right across the top. Super cute. You can switch it up too and put the pattern paper at the bottom and your little white layer on the top if that's what you'd like to do. Okay, so I'm going to bring the little book back in. And I've already added the inserts to all of our pages. So each page is going to have an insert on both sides in the pockets. So this is going to be the final one back here. So it is just going to slide right into the pocket so that there are lots and lots of room for photos in here. This is looking so, so cute. All right, now let's work on the outside of our adorable little album. Okay, so let's finish up our little book by finishing up the cover. So for the cover, you're gonna need a piece of white cardstock or whatever cardstock you choose to use that measures 6.5 by 3 3/4. So we're just going 1/4 inch down from the size of our album cover. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on here, just centered right into there, just like that. This is just going to provide us with a background. All right, now what I'm going to do is I've used the left pocket die and the right pocket die, and we're going to put them right here like this. These dies are so incredible. They're one of my favorite new things. I play with them almost daily. I absolutely love that when you get the die, it comes with the piece to cut the layer. Like, how amazing is that? It's just life-changing, you guys. It really is. Okay, so for these, what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut off this little flap on this side here. So I've already cut it off of this one. Now we're going to cut it off of this one here. So I'm just cutting off this flap because I don't want to close it off on that side. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this one here just like this, and then we're going to glue the other one on this side. First, let's glue on our layer. So I've cut the layer with our same beautiful blue Christmas paper pad. Absolutely love this paper pad. And we have actually used most of it in this book, which is really nice. I actually like using up, if I'm doing a big project, I actually like using up all the paper. Kind of makes me feel accomplished. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on this tab here for now, just this tab. Okay, and I'm going to place it down right where I want it over here, kind of right in line with my white cardstock. Make sure I'm in line with the bottom here. Perfect. All right, just give that a press down, and then I'll go ahead and add glue to this side. I'm losing the light here already today, so I'm glad this is the last little part of our book. This looks so cute. I just love these dies, you guys. I just love them. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Just add a little bit of glue right to this side here. And then I'll just pick up the book this time. Make it easier on myself. And just place it right in that corner there. And in line with the bottom of my white. Give that a good press down, and then we can open it up and add our glue here. And just place that down as well. So darn perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. And for the front cover, I am actually using the cute little bears from the November Club La La Land Crafts kit. So if you subscribe this month to Club La La Land Crafts, then you can actually, next month, you can purchase past kits. So you could purchase these guys next month if you subscribe this month, if you so choose to. So I'm gonna just put them right in here. So stinking cute. How cute, how cute, how cute. Just kind of like that. I'm gonna let them stick up the front a little bit, but I'm not gonna glue this down. This is gonna stay removable. So I've also cut the same little sentiment is from the same set. It says, may your days be berry and bright. And it's from the same November Club La La Land Crafts kit. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on this side and a little bit on this side. And I cut this sentiment out with our long flags die. And I'm just gonna place this like a little bridge right across here, okay? Just like that. And for the little like snow drifts back here, I actually used the, let me just check my cheat sheet. I used the Clouds border die, and this is actually longer. Like my piece of paper is longer than the die. So what I did is I cut it once, and then I just put it right where I needed to start cutting it again and ran it through my die cutting machine again so I could get a longer piece. All right, so these guys are just gonna slide in here. Like I said, I don't need them to slide all the way down. All right, guys, so that is the album. For the spine, you're gonna cut a piece that measures 3 3/4 by 2 inches. And then the back is gonna be, I'm just gonna put a piece of white cardstock back there. So the same size as this, which was 3 3/4 by 6.5, the same size as this white one back here, okay? So I think this is super cute. I colored the little bears with my Copic markers. And yeah, that's it, you guys. So I really hope you like this sweet little album. I absolutely love it. I think it would make such a perfect little gift for somebody. And I really enjoyed making it, and it actually can hold a ton of photos for being such a small album. But yeah, I will see you guys all next time. Everything I used is going to be linked below to the La La Land Craft store. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.